Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Max, how can we help?
Hi. So I recently invested 20 months ago in a piece of real estate. I got it for $385,000. It's probably worth at least $500,000 today, but probably like $500,000 to $550,000. And the problem is I'm 25 years old, and I've been kind of renting out rooms while living here to friends, and everything's going great. But my cosigner was not a parent or a girlfriend. It was actually a person that I've worked with at a restaurant. And she recently told me that she would like her name to get off of the loan so that she could start looking for a piece of real estate for herself. And my loan is not assumable. And the only way for me to get her name off is to refinance, which would double my interest rate right now.
Oh, where's my Tums? Where's the
Max? Dude, this is like a Dumb and Dumber sequel. How did you guys get into this mess? So you can't afford the house, and this friend is like, hey, bro, I'll sign for you.
Yeah,
I'm
why
good
not?
for the money. Did you not think about what would happen later on down the line and whether or not they're going to want a piece of this and how they're going to get their name off?
So I thought about it, and because I'm a contractor type, so I thought, okay, within 2 years, I'll be able to refinance, and because I only put about 5% down.
As you do when you're broke and can't afford a house.
Yes, and my goal was to work up at least 20% equity, which I'm pretty positive I have now.
Okay.
So I went in with the mindset of, okay, I'll fix this up. I'll get the
and
PMI
that interest
off.
rates would stay the same forever. And now,
Yeah.
Okay, so your only option here is to refinance to get their name off the loan, and you're saying if I refinance, it's going to double my payment.
It'll just definitely make it higher, and I've kind of broken even in terms of renting the rooms out.
No, you're just broke. I mean, the whole this money-making scheme of getting roommates is not panning out. You're about to lose this house. You can't afford it.
Yeah, Max, have you run the numbers? Like, when you say go up a little bit, it's doubling. What
this
is that going to do
Let's
to
say
you?
the payment doubles. Your roommates keep paying you the same. You're now underwater, aren't you?
If I don't think, I have one more room that I can rent, and I was just about to make passive.
And what happens when they don't pay or when it's vacant?
Then it's a bad move. I know.
So we've got to look at some other solutions here. One of them might be we have to sell this place. Mm-hmm. That was once a dream, has now become the nightmare. Yeah. We stepped into it too soon, too early, with a friend who co-signed who now wants out of it. And I don't know are they still friends with you? I imagine the friendship is not going to last very long.
It's surprised there's no real hard feelings with it. She was just, under the impression that at that 2-year mark that I would be, we'd be ready to refinance and get her off, which I.
And how many years has it been?
It's been not even 2 years. It's been 20 months.
Okay. And so what is the payment now, and what would it be if you refinance?
So I think the payment now is close to $2,800. And the refinance payment, I think, is I checked about 2 weeks ago, but it was I imagine between $3,400 and $3,600.
And that's with current interest rates?
I think so, yeah.
And that's on a 30-year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what are you making right now with the roommates renting?
So currently $2,600, and I have another room open that I could easily get $700 to $800 for.
Okay, and you haven't essentially you've not been paying much rent at all, or
no?
Okay,
the majority. I mean, when I first got it, it was a cosmetic, fixer upper. So a lot of the rooms needed paint and.
What was your long-term play on this?
My long-term play was to buy this house to kind of just rent out until I could afford it on my own, and then maybe kind of do the Burr method. And if I rented this out with, either a full family or the people that are still here, I'd be able to do the same thing on another piece of.
Okay, first of all, you realize you're in the hostel business now. That's essentially what you're doing. You're running a hostel.
And you're about to be...
You're living in it with all these people. I got another room. Come on. And it's just, this is wackadoodle, I think, for this.
What's your income every month?
Every month I make about $4,000.
Okay. So number one, you're going to have to float the difference as we deal with whatever the next few months look like. So you're going to have to start paying a bunch of rent.
I'd sell the house, George. You told him to sell the house.
I think you need to get out of this thing. I truly don't think you're going to. Anyone who's, if you've kind of like, you've been watching the TikToks about the Burr method and everyone in the real estate business, like, dude, this is the way you become a real estate guru. Trust me. Well, this is the reality of it.
Yeah, but run the scenario for him real quick, George. Cast vision. If he sells it right now with this equity.
Yeah, what would you get out of this? If you sold it, you gave your, do they get a share with the appreciation?
So they only did this, and it seems crazy. This was someone that was my boss for a really long time, and she wanted 0%, in it unless I defaulted, and then we would have to kind of rediscuss. But essentially, she didn't want anything. She just did it to help me.
Out of the goodness of their heart.
Okay, so how much money would you make if you sell it today for the $550?
On the loan, I think I owe about $365. So I would make close to $200. And
then you'd be out of this mess, and you would actually gotten out of this. What?
But with the closing costs and everything, I'd probably, that would take another $20,000 off or so, I'd imagine.
Let's say you walk away with $175 and you're out of this mess, and you're not having to worry about having 6 roommates just to fill the thing and hope one of them doesn't vacate and hope you don't have to evict one and hope you don't have to pay the rent to make up the difference. But right now, the refinancing at the current rates and paying $4,000 a month and trying to deal with this, it feels like too much of a nightmare for as young as you are and as much success as you could have in the future.
Okay.
Could you get a cheaper place if you sold it and put $175 down?
The thing is, in this neighborhood I'm in, within an hour of Manhattan, there's, it's very competitive, and it's really difficult.
It's New York City. It's always going to be competitive.
Max, why did you call us? Did you want us to validate what you're doing, or are you even open to what we just told you?
Well, I have the thing. I've been listening into the show, trying to find a similar situation, and I couldn't really, find one. And I figured you guys would tell me to just sell it. But
yeah, because you're about to have a $4,000 mortgage payment, and you make $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
And you're a landlord, running a hostel. You're going to be stressed out of your mind. You've got a get out of jail card here. And we're telling you to take it. But I don't know if you care more about your mental, emotional, and financial health, or disappointing people on TikTok that you don't even know because they told you to do it. It feels like there's this, like you think we're giving you this unconventional wisdom.
You got to choose reality, as my friend Dr. John Deloney would say. And the reality is, this was a risky gamble that did not pay off, and it's time to get out while we still have our butt.